Last time on Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater. Juan and Kit hung out at the bar in Catone until Juan decided they should leave and rest near the reservoir. After a few misadventures,
That was close. I sure am glad I didn't fall off that horse. That seatbelt was a great idea.
Yeah, I know.
they arrived at Juan's summer camp for a night's sleep. Several days prior, Juan had landed on East Reyes with her brother Jacques, who had decided to visit their home village alone first, where he met his nephew Kit.
Oh my gosh, mister. You really scared me. Who are you? What are you doing in my house? Were you watching us wrestle for a long time? That's kind of creepy.
I'm your Uncle Jacques.
Before heading to Erebane and reuniting with his now older twin brother, Jean Arbray, leader of the Velox, and accepting a mission to help Oriad Alec Holland with a liquor heist.
First of all, I'm like, holy shit, dude. Well, I mean, like,
Well, it's
holy
dusk,
shit,
but-
you turned invisible. That's pretty neat. Thanks for telling me about that in advance. That was nice.
I didn't feel like you should know that, though. I told you I'd do you a favor.
Well, hey, that was really, on a lighter note, that was pretty great.
Before planning another jailbreak, Bleak Norfidgets followed Cersei, Morrigan, Osk, and Fortiga as they headed towards Southport with 10 troops. But the group decided to leave their 10 troops outside the town in a witch's hut with a still unconscious Osk while they scouted out the city. Soon, Cersei and Morrigan were detained for stealing the Golden Orb of Heaven several months ago. While Fortiga and Cersei attended to their business in town,
Just grabbing a drink, schmoozing, trying to talk to some people, see what's up.
Very well. Well, I'm gonna be upfront with you and say that I spent some time on the hallowed graveyard, and my deity told me that I should stick with you. I might perhaps be able to help you in whatever situation you're involved in.
Oh, really? Well, I could most likely use some help in the situation I might find myself in very soon.
and soon found themselves in the employ of the Untumbra Drow House. Morgan decided to leave the city and headed back to the witch's hut. And now, Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater continues.
Morgan, you return to the hut. On the way back to the hut, there's a drunk elf. And it says, hey, excuse me, miss.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
Hey,
Son.
I have something for you. And he reaches into his bag, and he pulls out. You can either have a hero point or roll d6.
3.
You get an endless bandolier.
Oh, shit! I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
And after the drunk man gives you his gift, you hear him in the distance yell, look out, you're being watched. And you're about 40 feet from the hut, the witch's hut.
Alright. The hut has like alarms and shit on it, like if people come near.
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna just book it, or try and book it inside the hut.
Alright, you reach the door of the hut. The door is, of course, locked.
I'm gonna bang on it. I guess I'm gonna be like, hey, it's Morgan out here, let me in. All the Alfred and all those troops are still in there with us too, right?
Correct.
Alright. So yeah, I'm gonna bang on the door.
Alright.
Say,
Alright.
open up.
They let you in.
Alright. Slam the door. And I guess tell Osk that
Oscar, I need you to roll a fortitude save to see if you're awake yet from being inside this hut.
roll a 1.
So no, Oscar's still passed out from the extremely bright light when you guys neared Southport. Oscar's still passed out, so you're just in here with a bunch of Gearforged soldiers and Alfred.
Alfred. Alright.
I mean, Oscar's in there, but Oscar's passed out.
Alright. I'm gonna just run up and try and kick Osk. Beat him away.
Alright, roll me a strength check.
Yep, that's good. 5.
Alright, roll me a perception check, Osk.
That's a 7?
Yeah, he's still asleep. You didn't kick him very hard, though.
Try again.
I'm going to shoot off.
Oh, God.
My gun inside the hut.
Alright, you let off a round inside the hut.
Yeah.
that sets off the alarm of the hut, which is making a lot of noise now. Oscar needs you to make a perception check. It can be pretty low this time.
Alright, 13.
Alright, now I need you to make a fortitude save.
That was almost an 18, but it's 10.
That's still enough. So you still feel very weak, but you're able to open your eyes when the loud banging happens and there's an alarm noise. A constant like brant, 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 over and over again. And all the soldiers are plugging their ears, and Alfred's plugging her ears, and you see Morgan there with her gun up in the air.
Alright.
It's sort of dim inside this hut because the windows, they have the curtains drawn and stuff. So it's not too bright, it's not bothering you that bad, and you're somewhat awake.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna ask what's going on.
Well, I was denied entry to Southport. Now I was heading back, and this drunk guy just yelled at me that I was being followed or watched. So I just sprinted in here trying to find you, and you wouldn't wake up. So I had to take drastic measures.
Alright. Let me go check it out. I'm gonna go into shadow form. So
The alarm continues. You go into shadow form?
Just, do you have any idea how to turn this off?
It's not my hut. I don't know how to do anything. And then as a shadow, I'm gonna go outside.
Do you take your damage or something, right?
Yeah, what is it, D4 or something?
I think so. You have to pick an orifice. It's important that you name what orifice.
2.
And what orifice?
Mouth.
Alright, take 2 mouth damage. Now your teeth are blacker than usual or something.
Sweet.
Alright.
And then I'm going to shadow my way out to the outside and try to see who may or may not have been watching Morgan.
Alright, so roll me a perception check.
I'm like getting shitty rolls. It's a 5.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Alright, let me try this again.
With a different dice.
What are you trying?
Different perception.
What are you doing differently to have to roll another perception check? Perception's based on like what your senses are doing, so you can't re-roll it unless you're doing something differently to read. Like, are you looking at something particular, or are you like, without giving me something else, you can't re-roll a perception?
I can't use tremor sense as a ghost, right?
No, because you can't feel anything right now as a shadow. Your feet don't really touch the ground. Yeah.
I can see Oscar in shadow form, right?
Well, I'm outside of the hut.
He's outside the hut, and you're inside the hut. And you could it would be just like seeing a shadow move around on the ground, basically.
And I know it's him. Alright.
And it's kind of bright in this area, so it would be hard to see him. So I mean, it's hard for him to be a shadow in this area, even. But
Can I look for the drunken person I yelled at to him?
you don't see anyone. And now that you think about it, Morgan seemed pretty drunk herself.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go back inside and tell Morgan that I didn't see anything.
She's drunk.
You're a drunk asshole. Why are you shooting fire?
Yeah, she just like ran into the hut, was like, a drunk guy on the road said someone was watching me. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think you take her seriously on this whole, you don't see anything. She does seem kind of, Morgan has a propensity for drinking, you know that. Her first place to go in any town is the tavern. She seems like she's been drinking.
What time of night is it? Is it still like
Dusk. Whenever you got back to the hut, it was still dusk time.
So is it not dawn? So it's gonna be getting brighter during the day.
It'll be getting darker soon.
Okay.
So it's like 5, 6.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just dim right now, but it'll take longer to get darker in Southport because it's always a little bit brighter there than it is everywhere else. So while it might get darker here at dusk, it's still right now in Southport. It still looks like midday,
Okay.
even though it's dusk.
See the rest of the party went.
I know that they are in Southport, but I was denied entry.
Why were you denied entry?
No. Because Pleak implicated us in before.
Let Morgan tell it. She's the one there with Osk.
Yeah, they, I could tell you, but I'm not there.
Exactly. If you don't know, then you don't know.
I can never remember anything.
But neither can Morgan.
Check, and maybe Brian will be nice enough to
Yeah,
fill you in.
correct.
Knowledge. Is that what's going on?
I don't know. What do you got?
22. Knowledge history. 13.
Okay. I mean, you do remember that you went into town. You do remember that they accused you of being criminals, and you guys had to take a certain mark to be able to continue being in town, and you chose to leave. And Cersei said she was going somewhere like a graveyard or something. And they let her go. That's all you remember. And after that, you don't know what happened.
Do you recognize the guards as looking like Drow or anything?
Nope.
No.
Alright, well, we probably
Let's
should
try it again.
we should probably go there and try to figure that out. Finish up with it before we get too far ahead of us.
Yeah.
And I'm wrong about the shelter, actually. It's only 2 hours per level, so it only lasts for 8 hours.
Okay, then yeah. This hut would probably be gone for the end of the night anyway.
Alright. Can I take some time and try and make a disguise? I have.
Yeah, you got time in the hut to try and make a disguise if you have supplies to make a disguise.
Can I just take some like black powder and like smear it, like mix it with water, and like try and cover my skin?
You're gonna put on blackface.
Blackface.
It is D&D. It's not like
Yeah.
that.
I will allow you to put on black powder or blackface. It's gonna use some of your ammunition powder though, so you have to sacrifice some of that to make it.
That's some extra, so.
Alright, sacrifice some of that.
Drunk and in blackface.
It'll take some time to apply it to yourself. I'll allow it.
Blackface,
And I'm gonna store my weapons in my endless bandolier, so I'm unarmed or appear to be unarmed.
Yep. Smart.
And hold my hood like real far over my face.
Okay. I'll allow it. Roll me there's some kind of check for that. It's not a disguise check, but there's something.
I got a disguise.
There is?
Yeah.
Okay, roll for that then for me, Pat.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember. Roll me for that. Whatever the modifier is. Let's see how good your disguise is.
Wow, that's gonna be a 5.
Alright, so you kind of look like yourself with this black crap rubbed on your face. You look like a dirty version of yourself. So it's not a great disguise, but...
Let me help him. I've got disguise too.
Alright, see if Oscar's got some better makeup skills than you. Oscar's been ugly his whole life. He might have better makeup skills.
I got a 16.
Yeah, Os thinks Os has got some beauty scarification tips. Os says if you let him cut you in a couple places, it'll look really hot, and no one will recognize you if you get scarred up a little bit. So that's his suggestion is to scar up your face a little bit so you look different. So if you're willing to let Os cut up your face some, you'll be well enough disguised to get into town.
Fuck it all out.
All right, Os, you can decide which parts of Morgan's face you'd like to scar up. These scars will be real and existing and last until they heal naturally, of course. So, but the better the scar, the better the disguise. So.
Okay, I'm gonna scar you in the name of Rugathoa.
Okay.
And,
I like it.
And I do like a Dr. Evil scar, like one going from the eyebrow down to the cheek,
I like it.
and then like a scar underneath the chin, like a really, really bad shaving accident, even though she's a woman.
Okay.
Never know.
And then I can clip off part of her ear.
All right. All these things happen. I need you to roll a Constitution save, Morgan, to make sure you don't pass out from all the blood and grossness and stuff.
Constitution?
Yep.
In the name of Rugathoa.
16.
All right, you're fine. You're able to deal with the pain, and it's actually not that bad of an experience for you. You're just a little uglier than you used to be. And there you go. You're a little scarred up, and now when Os looks at you, he's like, now you don't look like Morgan.
Alright. Perfect. Alright, I think we can handle this. You wanna go try?
Alright, so what we're gonna have to say is that you're gonna have to be my overlord around here, around here. Right? Is that do knowledge history or knowledge local to know that that's gonna be effective in this town?
Yeah.
Alright. That's gonna be a 14.
You don't know about this town in particular, but you do know that the general sentiment everywhere else that you went is that Aranci aren't usually seen above ground, and if they are, it's with a master. You didn't see any other Aransi around, wandering around, you know what I mean, by themselves or anything. You rarely saw any at all, except when you were underground.
I'm gonna tell Morgan that we need to.
So yeah, it's gonna be weird that you're above ground.
You gotta play it like I'm subordinate to you.
Alright.
But don't let it get to your head, because I'll fuck you up.
Oh, fuck you up! Alright, I'll pretend to be his master and we can try to get in the city.
Alright, so what time do you guys go into the city?
Nighttime.
Yeah, that's nice, probably.
Like
We'll
the
wait.
deepest, darkest part of night? Like midnight? Because that's gonna be... To be honest, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there, Osk. To be honest, that's about the only time you're gonna be okay in this town. You have about a 3-hour window in this town where you're not gonna feel sick or want to pass out.
Alright, and what about inside, though?
In some places, yes. In some places inside, you'll be fine. Most of the places here don't have roofs, though. The inn doesn't have a roof. Most of the temples, if they have roofs, are made of glass. What you would notice as you near the town is that most of the buildings don't have roofs, so it won't matter if you're indoors. Once the sun comes out, it's going to shine right through the holes in all the roofs, so it doesn't matter. Like, most of these buildings are open air.
Oh, so it's not like actually a building.
I mean, they're buildings, but they do have a lot of glassworks here. So a lot of the buildings have domed glass roofs or glass ceilings. Like they're all about seeing the stars. They're destined worship. On a whole, there's only a couple of places in town that have closed roofs.
Okay. Alright, well, that's good to know.
You can roll a perception check to look for them if you want. You guys are about 30 feet away from the
I've been
city
here
now.
before I was implicated. So I feel like I know the lay of the city pretty well, right? I've been here before.
You know where things are, yeah, you're kind of familiar. It's mostly pastoral. It's like mostly like an animal refuge and like a couple temples. It's just like a very small religious town. So there's not a whole lot here.
Well, alright, let's see if we can get in first. I've got a good idea where Cersei would go.
Alright, so before we go do this, I'm gonna cast Enhanced Diplomacy on Morgan. Plus 2 in Diplomacy and Intimidates, 1 minute per level.
Okay.
And Orison, so I can cast it as many times as I want.
Okay.
I'm level 4 Oracle, so I can cast level 2 spells, so I guess it'd be 2 minutes per time I cast it, so...
Okay.
We'll say cast it right before we...
So you cast it right before you walk in, and then if it's needed again, you can recast it after 2 minutes if something happens. So you guys walk in the city. It's dark. It's the middle of the night. There seems to be some people gathered around the Desna Temple. But other than that, it's pretty quiet.
Alright, well, I'm gonna say... If I know an Urgathoan, they'd probably be heading towards the graveyard.
That seems to make sense.
Brian, are we on the same time frame, or are they a little bit ahead of where Will and I are?
They're a little bit ahead of you guys now.
Okay.
Plus, this may be the booze talking, but I think he actually told me that, so...
Alright. Yeah, I mean, that seems reasonable.
Alright. So we wanna walk...
You guys head to the graveyard, which you reach. Neither of you guys are of evil alignment, right?
No.
No, I'm not.
All right. So yeah, you guys get to the hallowed graveyard. Osk, you can't go there though because it does seem bright as daylight whenever you get really close to the graveyard. So even as you guys get kind of closer, you're like it kind of stings your eyes. And you know if you get any closer, it's going to bother you. So you can't get any closer than like 10 feet to the perimeter. What's that?
Is it a pretty small graveyard?
Yeah, it's not very well. It's about the size. Well, it's about the size of a dragon. Yeah. So it's large, but it's not huge.
Don't do perception check to see if anybody's in there.
Yeah.
Alright, 16.
Other than a couple small grave markers and like a little statuette, there's no people present in the hallowed graveyard.
Alright, can I use my tremor sense? Do I roll regular perception with tremor sense?
Yeah.
That's gonna be 22.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you feel people moving around, but you are kind of near the temple and the tavern and stuff, so you might just feel the people moving around nearby.
Just like anything moving underground or anything like that.
Yeah. You feel some movement underground.
Huh. So, does that mean that there's tunnels underground?
It could. It means there's something underground. There's something moving underneath here.
Maybe the dragon is awake. I'm gonna let Morgan know that there's some stuff moving underground.
Alright. Can I, would I be able to, since he, is basically telling me there are, tunnels, or he thinks there might be tunnels underground, could I, theorize that, that's how Fleet disappeared, or...
If that's a conclusion that you think you would naturally come to, yes. As long as you're not just coming to that conclusion because you already know, then no. But if you think that's a conclusion that Morgan would naturally come to, hearing this information, then yes.
Well, I mean, it would make sense.
Then I'm totally okay with it.
I know there are tunnels in other cities in this island, so it wouldn't...
You do. You've been in the tunnels of Northport. That's where you were captured. So you know that there are some sort of caverns underneath this island.
Alright, so I think between the two of us.
Yeah, you can put it all together. You guys are smart enough between the two of you to be like, well, there's taverns here that might be where Pleek escaped to. They might even all be connected. You don't know, but
Alright,
you can speculate all you want about the fact that there was something underground because Oz does know something is moving underground.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta find a way that would be a likely entrance. And I can't get into this graveyard or look, so... and if Cersei's not here, then she would either probably be where they're in the watering hole, right? So we go to try to find a tavern in this town. I don't know. You know this place better than I do.
Alright, we are going to go to the Tavern of the Eclipse.
All right, you go to the Tavern of the Eclipse. It's late at night now, so it's a late night crowd. So it's not too crazy because there's only a couple of late night drinkers here because it's a very religious town. So there's not a whole lot of people at the bar this late at night. There's just one or two. There's a bartender. Looks a little tired, but he's still awake. And like two older, what look like elves.
Okay.
At least without a perception check.
I probably shouldn't initiate the conversation, so I'm gonna start babbling, but in that babbling, cast enhanced diplomacy on Morgan.
Yeah, you can wiggle your fingers and say some magic words, and I'm down with that.
I'm gonna walk up to the bartender and order a drink.
All right. They have lots of drinks here. They have Elven Absinthe, Bufo, Baiju, just regular ale.
Yeah, I'll just take a basic ale.
All right, that's half a gold, of course. Per.
I guess it would look weird if I bought my thingy of drink, right? Since I'm its master.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
I just want drink, sorry.
Yeah.
That's up to you. You don't know the custom behind buying an Arancia drink or not.
Yeah.
You've never seen anyone buy an Arancia drink before. Maybe you're breaking down racial divides. I don't know.
While wearing blackface.
I mean, it's probably weird enough that you walked into a bar wearing blackface with an Arancia that doesn't usually come into a bar, but...
People are just like, what the fuck is that guy wearing?
Remind me.
You're clearly a white person.
I identify as another color.
He's looking like he got beat up.
I'm just trying it out for a day. I wanted to see what it feels like.
Well, no, I improved his disguise.
Yeah, I know, because he looks like he got beat up. He got cut up and stuff.
Beat the shit out of me.
For wearing blackface.
Alright, as I'm sipping, I'm gonna ask the bartender. What's the bartender's name? Can I ask the bartender's name?
No names, just drink.
Alright, I can, fair enough. You haven't by chance, seen any witches come through here, have you? And I'm gonna slip them 5 gold.
Alright. He takes the 5 gold and says, I see all kinds of people. Witches, not witches.
Maybe you'll remember this one. She's a female with gigantic knockers.
He said, yeah, she was in here dancing earlier.
Did, you happen to see where she might have gone?
Roll me a diplomacy check.
Alright.
+3.
That's gonna be a 22.
Nice.
He says, who's asking?
Janet.
From accounting.
Janet Longbottom.
He says, I've never heard of a Janik Longbottom.
Well, that's my name. You wouldn't tell me yours. I'm giving you mine.
He says, I'll go get my boss. And he opens a panel behind the bar and goes downstairs. Moments later comes up a thin, waspy-looking, very pale-skinned elven lady with a long cigarette. It's mostly ash. And she says, can I help you?
Yes, you can help me. I'm looking for a female witch. Your bartender doesn't seem very helpful. Maybe you can help me. And I'm going to slip her 10 gold.
10 gold, eh? I don't know if you know this, but I own this tavern. 10 gold is not a big deal to me.
Well, think of it as a friendly gesture.
Well, then I will accept your friendly gesture. She takes your 10 gold.
I'm going to offer to buy. Can I buy you a drink?
I don't drink, honey. I sell 'em. I don't drink 'em.
She's not nice.
Roll a perception check.
23.
She's obviously a drow.
Okay.
She's very obviously a drow.
I guess I'm gonna remember that.
And she says, what are you snooping around for, ladies? And Mr. Oronsi, lady, and Mr.
You know,
Man.
Just looking for somebody, that's all. If you can't help me, I'll try and
Says, I'll tell you what, you're welcome to leave a message for this witch person, and if I see this witch person, I'll pass the note along for you.
Alright. Alright, I'll leave a message. And, I'm just gonna draw a picture of my tattoo.
Okay.
I think
You leave a picture of your tattoo behind. She says, if I see a big titted witch, I'll give it to her.
Alright. And I'm just gonna... I think we're just hang out at the bar for a little while. We're just gonna hang out at the bar for like 30 minutes and like observe.
Alright, you guys hang out at the bar for a while. Are you hanging out at the bar with the intention of hoping that you run into Cersei at some point? Because if so, I can switch back to them and they can...
Maybe.
We can see if they run into you, but if not, you're gonna have to go and do something else because you guys are a different timeline than them. So those are your two options, really.
Let's just sit and wait for him for a little bit.
All right, so you guys sit and wait for them. I'll go back to them and see if they come upstairs and visit you at some point in time. A thin, waspy, elven woman with very pale skin came upstairs, tapped the two guards that were watching you, tapped them on their head, and she told you that if you hurry and come with her, that those two guards would not remember why they came in here.
I'm going with her.
All right, so she hurries and rushes you downstairs beneath the bar to a secret gambling chamber. And then again from there, she opens a second secret hatch, and beneath the secret gambling chamber is another cavern hall with like a large table, but it looks more like it's a cavern that's like very well decorated. So it's it's an actual cavern with furniture in it.
Okay.
And now there you are with Vortiga, who is waiting there for you in this underground chamber.
Welcome, Cersei.
All right, Vortiga, give me a skinny, man. I gave you a pretty decent distraction up there, and I managed to slip the guards thanks to this lovely waspy lady.
My name's Dangi Aintumbra.
Yankee
And excuse me, Miss, what's your name?
Cersei, the Swamp Witch.
You're down here because now you work for me, you understand?
And what does this work entail?
Well, you see, I lead the smallest of the 3 drow houses. And I'm looking to grasp for a little bit of power. And I think, according to Vortiga here, you may be able to help me.
I've been known to help those in need from time to time.
I've hired Vortiga to smash some things for me here in Southport. She comes very highly recommended for smashing. And so they do a lot of glassworks here. They have a lot of very special glassworks and domes and things. They have some very special things that I want Vortiga to destroy. But while she's doing that, I had another job that I needed some help with, and she suggested maybe that you would help me out. Now, I got you away from those guards, and I can offer you protection as long as you stay underground here. But what I need you to do for me is in this next chamber over here, I have the body of a dead dragon.
All right.
And to regain power, I'm looking to raise that dragon from the dead.
All right.
That once protected this island from the likes of humans. Maybe 100 years or so ago, it protected the island from humans. That's why they used to call us Demons Not. Because this dragon would protect our island. Now, around 50 years or so, it went a little crazy and started attacking our own cities. And depending on who you ask, there's different varying stories on how it was defeated. But anyway, it was defeated and buried here in Southport, and I was able to save most of the parts of its body, stitch it back together, embalm it, preserve it, use a little extra animal hide from other animals, and I've got it intact in this chamber. But it's too large to move, and the ground that it's on is hallowed, so I can't raise it from the dead. So I was hoping to employ your services in 2 manners. Manner number 1, figure out how to move the dragon or desecrate the grave so that I can actually raise the dragon. And the second will be your actual help in raising the dragon from the dead.
All right, I think I can help you out in both those senses. What am I gonna get out of this besides your protection? Roll a diplomacy on that, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just watching this conversation unfold.
Yeah, of course.
That's a 23.
He says, well, if I can take power from one of the other two houses, I can offer you all kinds of anything. Money, what do you want? Money, power, land. I can offer you can own this city of Southport. If I take Westport, you could have Southport.
If I'm gonna help you take Westport, I'm gonna need something else in exchange.
Name it. Whatever you want, we can make a deal.
The military of Westport are in possession of 2 of my soul shards, and I would like to reclaim.
I think we could make that happen. Hey, Vortiga, do you have any of those contracts with you?
Yes, actually.
Do you think we can make this happen? Is this something we can make happen?
I'm sure we can make it happen.
All right, I'll let Vortiga and you nail the details and these contracts. You sign the contract, we can make all these things happen.
I've got some plans on how to desecrate this graveyard. I'm going to work on that first before I sign on to anything.
Okay, well, as soon as you sign that contract, I guarantee we can get you your soul shards or whatever you want.
All right, very well. I'm going to get to thinking about how to desecrate and raise this dragon.
All right, you have full access to the caverns down here. She warns you to stay in the immediate vicinity if you want to stay safe. There's this chamber that she's in right now, which, like I said, is like a large hall with a big table, a little bit of drow art, but it's just a very, very, very minimum. Mostly just a cavern with furniture in it. Right next to that is a very large cavern, and it's about where the graveyard's located. It's directly beneath the graveyard, which is just outside the tavern. That's where the dragon is, underground, in a big empty cavern underneath the graveyard. And that's right next to you. She says the rest of the caverns, there's some other caverns that lead off to Westport, Northport, and into some other connecting caverns that connect the whole island. But she warns you that they're very dangerous and that you should probably avoid them.
Okay.
Without an escort, at least. If you want a drow escort, she can arrange one, but she says to avoid traveling through them without an escort.
So to Vortiga, I'm going to see if she has any ideas on how to desecrate this hallowed ground. I've got one, but I don't really want to do it.
I mean, you can always desecrate hallowed ground in many different manners. It's just we have to have the ability to be unseen doing so, and that's, the main key.
I can desecrate the area from the cavern, though, right? I need to, desecrate the cavern, or I need to desecrate the ground above it?
The whole area needs to be desecrated. The cavern doesn't seem to be the problem. But the fact that it's underneath the ground where that spell is still taking place seems to still be oppressing it in some way.
Okay. Let's see here.
Because I can go to the ground. I have no problem going to the ground. And outside of the gate. The reason is, Brian, even though I'm evil, I have that ring of mask alignment, so technically I could go to the ground still, right?
No, the ring of mask alignment doesn't change the fact that you're evil. It just changes the fact that whether or not people can detect you're evil. Okay. But because you're evil, you still can't get on hallowed ground because it repels. You still are evil, so it still repels you.
Okay.
So you still can't go on the hallowed graveyard. Correct.
Okay.
So you can't get on.
I can't get in.
All right. So even if I were to do a knowledge arcana on the hallowed ground, I would just get back that it's just pure good energy, probably.
Yep. There's not a whole lot more to know about it other than it's just it's a holy place and it's protected from evil and
All right. So it sounds like if I really want to desecrate this place, I'm going to need to go to Poltergeist and build some low cost housing on the hallowed ground. Yeah.
All right.
That would do it, right?
Yeah, that would probably do it.
Yeah. That's not going to fly. Well, but she is the
That's a long-term plan.
The house of Southport, right? So.
Yeah, but it is the smallest, weakest of the 3 drow houses, and it's hidden. Like in the other 2 cities, you guys kind of noticed that the drow are very open, and there's kind of drow everywhere, and no one's afraid to admit it's kind of people kind of out in the open that are drow. I mean, there's an Aransi walking around in Westport, and it wasn't even a big deal, for Christ's sake. Like in any other elf city, that would not fucking fly. So, I mean, they obviously have some kind of connection with the drow, and they're okay with it, but here in Southport, it looks like it's a little more hidden. Like the fact that they had to go like 2 layers underground, you didn't see any drow above ground. They seem like a very high, pious, holy sect of elves here. Probably the last remaining good elves in the entire island.
Okay. Do I have freedom to move about the city now that I have the protection of House Untumbra?
No, she can only offer you protection underground. As soon as you go back above ground, the Blinding Light Guild could see you and arrest you again.
Yeah.
Because they still rule up there, basically. She has very little, other than owning this tavern, she has nothing in this town. Like Westport, the Drow House there runs the military and runs the town. In Northport, the Drow House is the most wealthy family in town that runs the factories and the shipping, and they run the town. But here in the Southport, she runs a bar, and that's all she runs is the bar.
All right. Well, what are you doing for her? How do you plan all this?
Well, I'm just here to smash up things.
Oh yeah, that's right. Smash.
Do you want some information about some particular things she wants smashed?
Yes.
At the shrine, if you'll smash as much of the statuary as you can get, although you can't enter the hallowed graveyard, so that'll be hard for you. You have to do some kind of ranged attacks to destroy the statues there. But if you can do that, that's job number 1. Job number 2 is to maybe burn some of the Holy Library, if you could destroy that. 3 is if you could destroy the Healing Hand, which is like their hospital. 4, they have a glassworks where they make constructs and lenses and mirrors and reflecting armor and things like that. If you could sabotage that somehow. And last, and probably the most important, but probably the hardest one for you to be able to do, is at the observatory. They have lots of telescopes and stuff to view the heavens. Destroy those. But they also have what's called a celestial lens, which is a weapon, a lens weapon that they can use to fire. She's afraid if she raises this dragon, and they still have the celestial lens, they'll be able to shoot it down and like fire at it from this observatory. And they'll be able to fight off the dragon as soon as she raises it before it's able to get full strength. So she wants you to destroy the celestial lens, but if you can do the other things first, because that's going to be the hardest one, you can do it in whatever order you want, but she warns that that's probably the most well-guarded of all those things.
Well, I'm going to talk to Cersei a little bit more since we're together right now, and...
You guys are underground. You're welcome to stay underground here and hang out as much as you like. After several hours down here, Dangi delivers a note to Cersei.
I will say thank you, and I will read the note.
So there's a picture of an eyeball in a cloud.
Is the eyeball open?
Did you draw the eyeball open or closed, Morgan?
I don't think it matters.
Open. She drew it open.
Okay. All right. Well, I will be able to tell Vortiga that from the nature of this letter, it seems that we've gotten a message from most likely Morgan, since anyone else I know with the eye tattoo isn't around.
Yeah. Safe to assume.
So that means that she's probably close by.
Asked Dinky where she saw her last.
Yeah, I was like, "Where? Can I ask her who gave her the note and what description?" So that's
Says, oh, some skinny, cut-up, dirty, wafy-looking elf. I don't know, and she had some kind of ugly Aronsi with her.
Okay, all right. Well, I will be able to put that together.
Yeah.
And I'll also be able to tell Vortiga that with the eye open, it means that we're probably being watched. Someone might be keeping tabs on us. All right. Well, then I guess I'll thank her, and I guess should we try going up into the bar? I'd be safe in the bar as long as I don't leave the bar.
Yeah, if you don't leave the bar, you might be fine. As long as none of the Blind Light Guild walks in, but it's not. They don't come to the bar very often. They don't have any reason to go to the bar. They don't drink, so they only came that one time to escort you. So it's not very. You're likely to be okay in the bar. Odds are, bar's fine.
I think we should go topside.
All right, yeah,
Yeah.
let's roll upstairs.
Outside of the bar, probably not fine. So you go up one level to the gambling area, and then up another area into the bar. And waiting at the bar are Osk and Morrigan.
All right, hey guys, what's up? We were just hanging out downstairs, filling in all about my new gig, trying to raise a dragon from the dead. Got to desecrate some land. Yeah. Yeah, so this drow lady, Dingy, gave us these new charges. So, yeah, that's what's going on down in the cabins. Well, I guess we can go over to a corner and, a lonely corner of the bar.
Yeah, I mean it's not a very big bar. You're either gonna be standing near the bartender or near those other two drow that are kind of drinking alone in the other corner. There's not. I mean, you could try to be as quiet as possible, but
Yeah, let's just head to the end of the bar, order 2 drinks, and speak in hushed tones.
unless you have a shared language of some sort, yeah.
I got Common, Samsaran, and Draconic, but I have Karmic Blessing, so once a day I can cast Comprehend Languages on myself. I can speak anything.
So yeah.
I've got Orc, Goblin, Alcove, Giant.
I've got Goblin. Alright, let's do Orc. I don't have Orc. I have Goblin. He said he wanted to speak in private. That doesn't include me.
Oh.
Burr! I'm not saying I won't
This
kill
is
you. I know what
between
he said.
A and B, so why don't you?
So you tell me, Osk, is it between you, Cersei, and Morgan, or you and Cersei, and in what language are you speaking?
Yeah.
Let's do Aklo because it's the rarest language that I know.
Okay.
And
does anybody have
as a fellow Ergothoan, I would be happy to have a conversation.
All right, yeah. So we start speaking in Aklo, and you cast a comprehend speech on yourself, so you understand what he's saying. Because you're like, "What the fuck?" And you're like, "Oh, he wants me to pick up on this." So what do you say?
Alright, I'm gonna tell him that. Ask him, are you seriously gonna help us drown? I thought you were gonna help me take them down.
Yeah, but I really like the idea of bringing a dragon back from the dead.
Yeah, but it's counter to like. I went with you on a military mission because I wanted to take down the drow houses, and this is the easiest house to take down.
Okay, well, who's to say that I might not get some semblance of control over this dragon once I raise it from the dead, and then...
I want to cast Comprehend Language too and Perception to see if I can roll because I haven't.
All right, you cast comprehend languages. You're gonna miss that everything that's said up until now. You did not get, but let's say after this point you picked up the fact that we're speaking a different language and you secretly cast it on yourself. Roll a perception check. You guys don't know this, so please continue talking like you don't know this is going on. But
It's only a 9.
That's a possibility, but I just think, personally, as an Ergothoan and as stuff that Cersei's done in the past, I would want to do this. Like, I'm 100% behind raising a dragon from the dead.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't get mad at me if I gotta do what I gotta do.
I understand.
all right, so you're able to pick up the sentiment of that. You can't pick up. You couldn't hear it very well, but you heard kind of the sentiment of it. You get kind of what's being talked about,
Seems like a semi-disagreement,
but also a semi-agreement too. So
but I couldn't really understand.
yeah. You don't know really what's going on, but it seems like they're just talking about whether or not they should go through with it or not. To you, that's all you picked up on.
Alright, so I'm still talking in this language. Can I assume that I won't be getting your help with this dragon endeavor?
Only if we could find a way to sabotage the whole the larger picture.
So I was thinking 2 Ergothoans is better than 1, and trying to raise a dragon with 2 of us would be probably a little bit easier. But I got some ideas. I'll figure something out.
I also need to repair my relationship with Chaya. And I fucked up a little bit. So, well,
Alright, good luck with that. Cool. That being said, do you think that we might be able to talk to Dengi and see if we can get some work for these guys so they can use the tunnels?
Yeah, I think so. They need.
This is back in common. You know?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna cast a message real quick and
All
point to them so we can whisper at each other.
And just to pass messages so that no one else can understand or hear. Yeah, I get it.
Well, I'm gonna I wouldn't know their alignment, so just to familiarize myself, I'm gonna cast Detect Alignment on
The group.
and everybody in the group to see.
All right.
And,
You guys can tell him your alignments.
Yeah, chaotic neutral.
Yeah, y'all are all chaotic neutral, right?
Ooh.
Okay. Alright, so we're fine, because as long as no one's good, they'll be fine. Like, the lawful thing, we can get around that. I'm lawful evil. But actually, no, I'm chaotic evil.
But a lot of people you work for are lawful evil, so
Yeah. So I have to go more on that line.
that's okay.
I toe the line.
Yeah, as long as they're not good.
Yeah. So I would say yes. I think we could get them in the group doing some cool stuff. We're trying to sabotage some things around town. If you guys would be interested in helping, I like fucking shit up. It'll be fun.
All right. Well, then I guess maybe we should talk to the bartender, see if we can send a message to Dangy.
Yeah.
However, she might be a little more apt to allow this if perhaps we got one of our previous missions already taken.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. If y'all joined us in doing something like you saw how much of a dick the guild of light people were.
I'll go poop on some graves.
So there's a library we can go fuck up because fuck books, am I right? Like,
Who wants to read?
who wants to read? Holy literature.
Not you guys.
Bible?
Holy books? Psh.
Burn 'em.
Religious tracts? No thanks.
No thanks. And then there's a cool hospital that we can go fuck with.
Everyone loves burning down hospitals.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think would be?
And then there's a glass shop that we can go smash and go fuck up some glass.
And the shrine to the great angel, too. They want you to break that shrine, too, the statues.
I feel like,
That's probably the easiest one is statue smashing.
yeah, it's a lot of paper. But I don't have any fire.
I got black powder and a flint and steel. Guess what? Throw that shit out.
I can cast a giant obscuring mist over to allow us to sneak around somewhere.
You would know, Patrick, that now that you're in the Westport military, you can get access, especially at the rank that you're at currently, you can get access to dynamite if you needed it. You have to requisition it, but you could get it.
Yeah. I also can. Well, I can't craft explosives that good yet. I can make blasting caps.
Well,
It's not gonna do too much good.
So I
They'll
can
be obnoxious.
figure out the weakest point for you to place the dynamite to cause the most destruction if I get a good enough roll.
That might be good. If we head back to Westport.
If you guys do anything with dynamite, you try to stay away from the Dragon Cavern area. I got some shit to do down there.
Yeah, don't fuck that shit up.
We know the layout.
I agree. I think that our main thing for now is to provide enough distraction to allow Cersei to collect what she needs to collect to raise this dragon so that we can truly, cause some major destruction on the island for the reason of overthrowing these dicks.
And for Rovagug.
Yeah, and
I can't say that.
No, you can't, but you're thinking it, though. I know you are.
these guys that while I was down there, Dangy told me about this contract. All I got to do is sign it, and then I get whatever I want, basically.
Yeah.
It's like a wish.
It's a wish contract.
Kind of. Well, I was like, I told her there's some concessions that I wanted, rewards for bringing the dragon back to life.
Well, I would be careful. Anything that sounds too good to be true, she is.
Yeah. I'm just worried. All of that I'm thinking about right now is the dragon. So you guys do what you're gonna do. I don't see much way I can help you.
I'll just say, I don't know. It's a pretty good deal. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
I can't leave.
What are you rolling?
I can't leave this
That's
bar.
a 13 on sense motive.
All right. Are you for Vortiga?
Yeah, I got a 22.
All right, Oz thinks it's a good deal. It sounds like a good deal. Morgan, you are a little more wary of. That's how you. You were raised in a foster home. You know that that's how a lot of people got constricted into labor on a lot of ships that you worked on. Was that signing bad contracts and stuff So you're probably a little more wary of this contract than Osk is, but Osk thinks it sounds like a great deal. Get a wish for free. All he's gonna do is pick, to say what he wants, to sign a piece of paper.
Sign up. And I'm a fucking hobgoblin. He's a half elf. He wouldn't be like, oh yeah.
Well, while the orc on the other hand is like, hobgoblins not someone I have a problem doing business with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you have to sign
Plus, hey Osk, it's a chick hobgoblin, dude.
Tell him, chick, I'm down to fuck.
DTF, just so you know. She doesn't even care that you have a duct that squirts poisonous jizz or whatever.
Well, do we need to sign this contract to travel underground, or?
No, the contract was just if you wanted extra stuff out of this deal.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want a reward out of it.
It's just an extra thing if you're in a bind
I don't trust
and
contracts.
you need a wish to, get you out of something.
Or into something.
Monkey paw.
You're gonna look pretty conspicuous going around trying to blow shit up. I would think.
I need to stay underground.
Well, we still need to get.
Are we underground? Are we still?
You're in the bar now, but you could try to go underground, see if Dango will let the two of you that weren't already part of the arrangement underground. But
I think we need to do something first because
Well, I mean, I can offer to help.
you have a purpose and I have a purpose. But like,
so you're saying if you could send Morgan and Osk out to do one of those smaller missions, like if you send the two of them to bust up the statues and be like, these two guys busted up the statues, they're with us, then they would have cred.
And they get a reward of gold or something potentially.
I mean, that's up to you in the contracts as far as rewards, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not making those contracts. That's what the contract she has, right?
No. She was asking if you had any contracts with you, and that she figured you would facilitate the contract process.
Oh, so I get to make the contracts.
Those are your contracts, not hers. Yeah.
Okay, so I get to tell Dangy how much to pay me.
Those are I'm talking about the contracts that you have on your person.
Oh, for the witch.
Yeah, that's what these guys would be getting. There's no pay. You're like, she's just asking for you. You're contracted. You brought in Cersei to help. The offer for Cersei is one of your contracts. These other two guys haven't been offered anything at all, unless you're offering them something. Is what I'm saying.
I'll give them both the contract if they want to do it. I mean, if they want to use it, they can use it. If they want to save it for later, they can,
Save it. Put it in their pouch for emergencies.
I mean, it never goes bad.
Yeah, that's all they have to do is pick a wish and sign it. It's true.
You ever in a bind, like Ramses? They don't know about, I'm saying this out of game. Ramses could have used a fucking contract wish.
He could have used a wish. That would have saved Ramsey's fucking ass. That's true. So. It's that.
I'm more interested in Brian's feeling feisty. He might off another one of us soon.
It's true. It's a new year. I haven't killed anyone yet.
I'm not worried about it. If I have 3 hit points, I know I can fight off a big-ass monster for about 12 rounds.
Be nice, Tom. I rolled shitty. You need to be. This is first game.
I just want access to these tunnels.
Alright, well, what we're saying is you should probably help him with the Smash mission, since you can still walk around.
He gave you like 4 or 5 options of smashery. If you guys do one of them, I think he could vouch for you to get downstairs, is what he's saying. He says if you do one of those and come back to the tavern, he can probably get Dangy to let you downstairs.
Yeah, alright, I think...
And I'll even help y'all.
We've discussed
You
this.
should. It was given to you. It was your...
Yeah, and Cersei can continue to hide downstairs since Cersei's on the run from the
Go
law.
back downstairs. I got a couple questions to ask you.
Alright, so Cersei will go back downstairs and probably hang around the dragon area. And we'll do some stuff in there in a minute.
And give the feel of the place.
Cool.
I think our best bet is probably trying to burn this library down.
Okay, that's your first bet is the library burn? Alright. Alright, you guys can discuss that here or just go do it. I don't care. It's up to y'all.
Where's the library? I'm just going to do it.
Like I said, it's a pretty small city. It's not very big. You guys would probably know it's very near the Temple Desna. It's like right next door to the Temple Desna. Anyone that's been to town before, which I think at least Morgan has, and Vortiga's walked around, I think. So I think you guys would have seen it. It's labeled. If any of you guys speak Elven, I know Morgan does.
Yeah.
Then Morgan would be able to find the sign for it at least, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Pretty easily. It's not hard.
Is it like getting really dark out yet?
Yeah. At this point, it's early morning, like 2-3 a.m. So it's still pretty dark, although a little lighter than what you would think it would be for this time of day.
Normal. Yeah.
Yeah. Osk is gonna be able to go outside, but he's gonna be uncomfortable. And you're not gonna be able to stay outside for very long. You probably have another hour or so outside, Osk, before it becomes unbearable.
Alright. I gotta do this quick then.
Alright, man, let's run, we're gonna run, go to the temple, or the library.
Alright, let me roll a percentage chance, see if you guys get noticed walking around town in the middle of the night. You guys are okay so far? Walking around? Seems pretty quiet, everyone seems to be asleep at this point. Very trusting town, all the doors are open and unlocked.
You can do that. Why don't I just climb up onto... How big is the library?
It's a pretty small building. It's not a very large holy library. It's probably like a 40 by 40 small square building. This is a small room with a bunch of like holy texts and stuff in it.
Is it well lit around the library, or is there
I mean, there's no torches lit or anything. At this point of night, they like stargazing here, so they don't keep much lights on at night. It's like it's like I said, it's still brighter than it should be because it's Southport and it's always a little bit brighter than it should be. But it's probably as dark as it's going to get besides midnight. I mean, you guys are like around the cusp of darkness.
I'll cast the Mythic Obscuring Mist. I'm going to plug in a Mythic Point into it and create the 500-foot
All right.
sphere.
All right, you cover a large portion of this part of the city in mist. So the part of the city you're in now is pretty mist covered. Your actions will be pretty much concealed. So the people have a harder time seeing you guys walking around.
All right, I want to sneak up to the front door and see if it's locked.
You sneak up to the library. There doesn't seem to be a door on the front of it. It's wide open.
Is there anyone in there?
No, not currently. It says mostly religious texts and local lore, and one really large book, but not a whole lot of anything else. It's not a very big library.
I want to detect magic.
None of the books seem magic except the really large one.
Okay, can I take the large book?
Well, this book is really large. It takes 2 people to lift it.
Oh.
So that'd be the main problem with this book is that it's very, very large. You would probably need some kind of bag of holding to hide it, and it's too big to fit in your endless bandolier there, Pat.
Can I read what it says on the cover?
Can you read Elven?
No.
I can.
Then no.
I'll read it.
You'll read it?
Yeah, I'll tell him.
All right.
I'll whisper it to him. I'll message him.
It says Codex. Do not open.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we need to get this.
Open it.
Well, how big's the mist between us and the bar? What's the difference?
I mean, you guys are pretty close to the bar. The bar is next to the graveyard, which is next to the temple, which is next to the library. So you guys are probably about 100 feet from the bar. 200 feet.
Let's
Max.
just carry it out to the bar.
It's going to take 2 of you.
Carry it. I'm gonna set this place ablaze. You think 2 people could carry it?
I mean, it's Vortiga and Osk, so that's an orc and a hobgoblin. Both your strength are... Well, you're an old hobgoblin, so I don't know how your strength is. If you guys do strength rolls, you're probably fine, though.
I mean, I have a +6 strength.
Yeah, so with Vortiga's help, if you guys roll a combination strength check, you can probably carry it.
Person if we need it.
Yeah, roll your 2 strength checks to see if you guys are strong enough to carry it out, and then you guys will start walking towards the tavern with that.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
I got a 14.
All right, so Vortiga's doing most of the work, but you can't lift your side, so you guys can't get it off the pedestal.
Try again, boys.
How about this? I have Unseen Serve now. Unseen Serve will do it.
Can I cast Summon Animal and Summon a Horse?
Yeah?
Alright, yeah, I'll do that.
You summon a horse?
I summon a horse.
All right, now what?
I've got some.
Can we strap it on the back of the horse?
I got some.
How do you lift it onto the back of the horse?
Strength check.
Can 3
Okay,
of
it's
us?
going to take a big one by yourself. If all 3 of you help, it might be help if you try to all 3 lift on the back of the horse.
I can cast Unseen Servant and have it help lift.
All right, so the 3 of you and an unseen servant all lift onto the back of a horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll assume that all 4 of you do it, that it can happen. So you guys get on the back of a horse, and we'll assume that a horse can carry it, although it's going to walk very slowly and have trouble.
Word.
So Vortiga gets on a horse, and then the 2 of you walk the horse out of the library, I assume?
Yep.
Yes.
And I've
And-
got I think I've still got a small keg of gunpowder, which is
Okay.
10 doses.
Okay.
And I make a trail leading out to the front door,
Uh-huh.
and then use my flint and steel and just light it and start.
And just hope it catches on fire?
No, you gotta put it around the books and shit.
Well, I mean, along the
I've got
base of the books.
I've got a torch.
It's like light a torch and throw it in there?
Yeah, but I'm gonna spread. All right,
we
I'm gonna
all have
spread all my gunpowder.
So you throw some extra gunpowder around on the shit so it burns real good.
Yeah.
Osk lights a torch and throws it in there?
Yeah.
I also light a torch and throw it in.
Alright, so both of you guys need to roll survival checks to light torches.
I've got Spark as an orison.
Yeah.
Oh, then you're fine if you have spark as an horizon.
Yeah, let Tom just cast Spark 3 times.
I mean, it ignites,
Spark.
it ignites flammable objects.
Yeah.
You can just cast it on the light, and instead of wasting your torches, just cast it on the books and fucking leave.
Cast it on the books.
Yeah, cast it on
Alright,
whatever
yeah,
books are
make
left.
out there, whatever, yeah.
Alright.
So you cast spark all around the library, and you walk the torches out of there. I rolled a really low perception check, so you guys have 2 more of these before you get back to the bar, and you're probably fine. So far, so good. The last one, as soon as you walk in the bar, people start to notice the library's on fire and come running out of their houses. But if you guys want to roll me stealth checks, you can dip into the bar really quick with a horse, because you do have a horse, so it's hard to be stealthy walking to a bar with a horse.
All right, I got an 18 plus 5.
All right, Vortiga makes it in the bar.
I got a 12.
I
Uh-oh.
got a... Ooh, shit, that's high.
Yes, you got in.
I got 28.
All right, do you guys want to assume that you get the horse in as well?
Yes.
All right, so you guys get the horse in, but Osk is noticed. Someone from the Blinding Light Guild sees you and yells, "Stop, Aransi!"
Sure. And how far away are they?
Can you...
They're about 50 feet.
Go do perception.
Yeah.
Is it just one?
All right, I did it. It's a 20 on perception.
There are 3 Blinding Light Guild members charging at you with their great swords drawn and shields.
All right, I'm going to go inside.
All right, you go inside. They're going to follow you in about 1 or 2 rounds, so you guys have very little time to hide all this huge ass book and this horse. So,
Well, I'm going to do a mythic command and make them flee.
all right, well, you have to go back outside the bar to do that, because they're outside.
I know. Well, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to try and get the...
So you're going to, ready in action, so when they come in the bar,
Yeah, I'm going to, command, bitches!
so they would basically just run away for at least 6 seconds. They would run the other direction.
Yeah.
It's not going to buy you guys a lot of time, but
Well, I could actually do drop. So on its turn, the subject drops whatever it's holding, and it can't pick up any dropped item until its next turn, and make them
Yeah.
drop their great shield and sword.
yeah. So for 6 seconds, they would have to fumble with their weapons.
All right, and then I can... what race are they? I've got a high perception on that.
They're elf.
Oh, okay, so... But they're not drow.
No, it doesn't seem so. It's very hard to tell usually, but these ones definitely don't look drow.
With mythic command, all it does is it lets me target up to my level. So I'm level 2, so I can target 2 creatures at once, and then do another regular command. So it doesn't do anything. But with the mythic command, creatures that succeed at their saving throws are staggered for 1 round. This
So
is
either way, you're going to buy yourself 6 seconds.
Yeah. So I'll do, because I still have 4 mythic points left. Well, I mean, that's kind of...
Alright. So what's my will save for you there, Pat?
Let me,
I'm going to stand by the door and ready in action so that when they come in, I can stop them.
I'm gonna pull my gun out of my shit, point at the door.
Ready in action and tune in next time for more adventure. Unless you got like a really high will save or something. See how this fight turns out. Next time on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.
Bye.